hickey, and he was like, quit biting me, and I'm like, I'm not biting you.
Oh, this is worse than Amy Schumer talking about her vagina. Oh my god. Oh wow. Hold on. I need a break. I'm gonna splash like holy water in my fucking face or something. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. I don't know anything about the 1,000-Pound Sisters because I think it's just a really sad thing. But I am very curious to see about this scam. Oh, I actually know all about the Poppy Playtime thing. Those devs do seem really fucking scummy.
Yesterday, Tammy went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. I set up a GoFundMe account. If y'all can donate a penny, nickel, dime, I'll be so happy.
No.
When Amy and Tammy Slayton first began their YouTube journey back in 2014, they were seen by their audience as two wholesome sisters who were bravely putting themselves out into the world despite their unconventional appearances. However, only a few short years later, that very same audience had grown to hate and despise them. The Slayton sisters would turn their entire audience against them through controversy after controversy, peaking with one of the most ambitious scandals in YouTube history, a GoFundMe for Tammy Slayton's funeral, who hadn't.
That is bold.
However,
that is very bold.
Known more about these two sisters prior to the beginning of their channel, each of these controversies could have been easily predicted. For example, back in 2010, Amy would be arrested after shoplifting an $8 book from Walmart, showing that even prior to beginning YouTube, the sisters were prone to both cutting corners and cheating the system. Most of this information would only become public at a later date. So when they first began their channel, they were liked, bond, positive attitude, and ability to laugh at their own shortcomings.
We need to lose weight to become skinny.
We don't care if you don't like us, we're fat and we love it.
They weren't exactly the sharpest tools in the
I've
show.
never heard them speak. They sound like the Kanker sisters.
I say, hey, I'm fat. But don't you call me fat. Why would I want you to call me fat if we're trying to be in a relationship? Come on now, use your brains.
After posting a video titled Chubby Bunny Challenge, which had gone to gain a view count in the millions. However, when examining the video's thumbnail and dislike ratio, it was pretty obvious that it had gone viral as a result of people watching to laugh at their physical appearances.
Yeah,
see, that's the thing I think is really sad about the whole situation, and especially the TLC show. It's just literally just so people can point and laugh at them. Like, and that enables them to keep killing themselves. I don't know, I just find that whole thing to be sad. That's why I don't ever really watch it or try and learn about it. I just think the whole situation's really morbid.
It was a similar story with videos like Bake With Me and Trying New Makeup. The thumbnails were sufficiently horrid and laughable to make the videos go viral. However, despite the hate, the hundreds of thousands of views across the videos still brought in others who appreciated the relaxed nature of the channel, growing their fan base further.
Milky's about to win a tournament. Is he doing well in Salt Mine? I was watching a little bit earlier.
Sweet. I would let her put makeup on me any day. All the beauty gurus be like, you gotta do it exactly like this, Kay. And this girl is like, it's your makeup, you choose how to do it. And she did pretty good. I'm gonna sub. However, while a growing fan base would generally be seen as a positive for most YouTube channels, for the Slayton sisters it would end up becoming a negative, as it'd be at around the same time that they begin to reach out to their audience for help in relation to their lack of financial security. For example, after achieving 1,000 subscribers on their channel, the Slayton sisters would set up their first GoFundMe, requesting that their audience help them buy an Apple MacBook, with the goal of increasing the quality of their videos. Now, most of their audience felt as though there was nothing wrong with this proposal. The audience sends a bit of money through, the sisters get a new laptop, and in return the audience gets a higher average video quality.
That's that shit you see sometimes, like, if everyone that follows me gives me $1, just $1, we'll be good.
YouTubers in comments such as, delete this, you are going to lose all your subscribers. You're a pathetic lowlife that needs to get off your ass and get a damn job like the rest of us instead of mooching off of us. You are disgusting.
The whole MacBook thing was not my idea, it was a friend of mine's idea. I didn't even edit the video or anything.
Damn it!
Is down.
However, while Amy did receive a bit of hate, the operation would prove to be successful after raising over $833, showing the Slayton sisters that it was not only possible—
What? How expensive is a MacBook Pro? They were asking for $10K? Bro, what does that shit go for? What? That shit better come with, like, actual hologram technology.
The other problem the Slayton sisters encountered after growing an audience was that they could now be held accountable for the stories that they shared throughout their videos. For example, Amy would upload a video talking about a situation in which she had adopted a German Shepherd rescue dog before leaving it in a camper van on a hot summer's day. Now, Amy would state that the air conditioning was on whilst the dog was inside, and that the camper van was, quote, freezing.
The camper has AC in it, and we only put him in there for like 30 minutes. And who are y'all to judge me?
However, when Amy would then reveal that the dog had gone crazy inside and smashed the air conditioning unit just to get out. Her audience assumed that maybe the AC wasn't on and that the dog was
it probably wasn't on.
It had been overheating inside. This theory would be supported further after
Jesus
Amy revealed
Christ.
that the dog had bitten her quite severely after escaping from the camper van, leading her audience to believe that the dog was all riled up after overheating.
Yeah, he has a week to go.
However, with the bite mark being so severe and Amy taking the dog to the pound, whilst using the wording that the dog was no longer with her, the audience assumed that Amy had taken the dog to the pound to have it put down, resulting in the popular opinion that Amy was
fuck her.
Abuser. I can't
Jesus
imagine this
Christ.
woman owning a German Shepherd. Shepherds need tons of activity both physically and mentally. She couldn't even take care of herself, let alone
I see why a lot of people do not like them.
Breed. I'm sorry, but I highly doubt she ran after the German Shepherd. You need to be relatively active to own a dog like a German Shepherd. And you need to be trained to be able to take care of an abused large dog. The sentiment will become even worse when, at a later date, Tammy
now I feel absolutely no sympathy for her.
Celebration of her birthday at a gaming arcade, mentioning in passing that she felt sorry for their other dog, Little Bit, who had been left in the hot car whilst they were inside playing games.
Oh my god.
I feel bad for a little bit because she sat outside in the hot car while we were having fun. But I did, while we were at getting something to eat, I did get a little bit some ice water. So I thought about it, at least. Amy said I was going to get her some water.
Wow.
What a selfish, disgusting bunch of people these three are. Poor
what an absolute piece of shit.
Little Bit is still alive. These events did a pretty good job of destroying the Slayton sisters' reputation. However, as you might assume, it was only going to get worse from there on out, as Amy would find herself in yet another controversy after going on a date with a 19-year-old autistic kid at a local McDonald's.
Y'all know that I had the worst night ever Friday, and it was a horrible night. It started off good. We met each other. Well, it wasn't the first time we met. Don't think that. But I finally got up and started loving on him. I was trying to give him a hickey because he was a virgin and he never had a hickey before. So I was giving him a hickey and he was like, quit biting me, and I'm like, I'm not biting you.
Oh, this is worse than Amy Schumer talking about her vagina. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow. Hold on. I need a break. I'm gonna splash like holy water in my fucking face or something. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm back. Come here. Hey kiddo. You're a good girl. I know. This is a bad lady. She's a bad lady.
So I'm bidding.
After biting her date and assumably scaring him off during the intimate moment, he would take to Facebook, posting a status written in an ancient hillbilly dialect, which will receive a response from Amy about the size of his
Wait, I want to read this. Damn, sounds like it wasn't like trying to give him a hickey. She was trying to like Dracula this man. Good lord. He did not take kindly to that whatsoever.
Following this, Amy would go on to upload her video discussing the night, where she would completely dox the guy in the comment section with his Facebook page and telephone number, after which he would be harassed by Amy's YouTube audience. In somewhat of a hilarious act of karma, Amy would then go on to get into another relationship, which would ultimately end in separation after Amy's YouTube audience decided to get involved.
I hope y'all guys are happy. David just broke up with me.
Nice.
Because everybody was harassing. Now y'all see why I don't tell people when we're updating. Because y'all bully and harassing. And then he don't.
And while this would mark the end of Amy and Tammy's reputational-based scandals, it would ironically mark the beginning of what would be many financial controversies, beginning when their audience discovered that the sisters had been receiving government assistance in a video titled Amy's Toxoplasmosis. Amy would explain that as a result of being legally blind, she had been receiving social security payments.
I'm not on disability for my weight. I'm on disability because of my eyesight.
It would then be revealed later that Tammy was also receiving disability payments for her morbid obesity, which would result in backlash from her audience, stating that they were rorting the system by receiving money from both the government and their job as YouTubers. As follows. If you purchase Tammy's merch, you'll be added to a private group chat with Tammy. To purchase, head over to the donate section and donate the appropriate amount, $35 for t-shirts, $50 for hoodies, then head to the contact section and email us with the email you used to make the purchase. The reason that the Slayton sisters requested for purchasers to donate the appropriate amount became pretty obvious. They're definitely scamming the tax system and sliding money to Tammy so she can sell disability from what it seems.
Wait, what?
A good side hustle.
What? Bro, that's kind of big brain for Tammy. That's very interesting. That is not her idea. Someone must have actually like told her about that shit. That's kind of smart because it doesn't count as income at that point. It'd just be like a donation.
What the hell kind of sketchy ass website is this? I just donate my money and hope to God I get something in return? No tracking or proof of purchase? Refunds? No thank you. This feels like a way to scam the IRS somehow. I didn't sell anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It got worse when fans would come to realize that the sisters hadn't been paying the artists who had completed the designs for the merch. A representative for Tammy would take to Instagram stating, all people who make artwork don't ask to get paid, but to simply get a follow or notice by Tammy. Most of the artwork on the website
exposure dollars,
blank, our website designer, and at blank again. However, apparently this wasn't the arrangement made with the artists. In an article written about the scam by Showbiz Cheat Sheet, it was mentioned that at least one artist has claimed they requested their art not be used without payment, and have since been blocked and have had their artwork misattributed to someone else. This artist would take to Instagram in a post reading, I wasn't being unfair at all, just saying how my artwork is being passed off as someone else's when I spent time doing it, and I've now been blocked, yet my design is still up on your website. Not really fair at all. All I wanted was credit for it, that's all. As a result of this, Tammy's TikTok with over 1 million followers, on which she had promoted her merch, would be permanently banned. However, this still doesn't make it the most notorious controversy in the Slayton sisters' history, bringing us to the infamous funeral scam.
This is what we got the cliff notes on earlier.
The heavier of the two sisters fell over in the bathroom before waking up the following day without the ability to breathe.
I woke up and I couldn't breathe, like bad. Like, I really couldn't breathe.
And after being rushed to hospital, it will be discovered that Tammy had contracted pneumonia.
I went to the hospital in an ambulance, took x-rays, and a couple hours went by and they told me I had pneumonia and I was going to have to stay in the hospital.
Whilst in the hospital, Tammy's condition would worsen, leading her to pass out for 3.5 weeks whilst on life support, during which Amy would begin the GoFundMe.
And this was all fake?
Amy's credit, it probably was pretty scary having your overweight, unhealthy sister
on life support. So all of that happened, she just didn't die.
However, to begin planning for the funeral before she had even died was almost comically pessimistic, which would become even funny when Amy stated that the money was to fund Tammy's triple-size extra-large coffin.
With Tammy being so big, if something does happen, her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
Whilst mentioning that Tammy was on a medical card, however, the amount of money it provided would not be enough.
Is that a real thing? I mean, I guess it has to be, right? I'm guessing they would have to, like, supersize that. It'd have to be, like, a custom order thing. Alright, hold on.
So this GoFundMe account will be for Tammy's funeral.
Thanks, Resub Senpai.
She dies. So please find it in your heart to donate.
The GoFundMe itself, which would raise a total of $818.
Wow, wait, what? They asked less for this super quadruple freight container coffin than they did for the MacBook. They had $10K for a MacBook and $1,500 for a super coffin. Coffins are expensive, man. That shit is like a crazy expense. Like, the person may have died, but they also took their family down with them with how much you have to pay for the fucking coffins and the whole service.
$818 read, this fund is for if anything was to happen to her, will go to her funeral. If she makes it through this, the money will stay there or go to her hospital bills that insurance won't pay. I won't ask, but I don't know what else to do. Please help us, even if it's cents. Thank you, and may God bless you. Now, if Amy had approached the situation from the angle of, we're just doing this to cover the hospital bills and left it at that, there probably wouldn't have even been any backlash. However, since she had put so much weight on the possibility of death, and people had donated assuming that she was going to die, when she would return to the videos a few weeks later laughing, joking, and eating junk food as if nothing had ever happened, obviously the audience of those who had donated weren't all that happy, judging from the 85% dislike ratio on the original
There's a Prime YSP and the gift.
It also didn't help that in a different video, Amy would reiterate that the money wasn't going to be spent on anything besides the funeral.
We won't be spending it on anything but the funeral. I just wanted to clarify that. Or I'm going to take it up to the funeral home where it can build interest. Or probably will take it to the funeral home and let it build interest. So if something does happen...
Alright, someone more knowledgeable than me. Can you do that? You can just put money into a funeral home like a bank and it'll gain interest? What? I'm investing in the funeral stock. So that's not a real thing. I can't believe it. You telling me I can't invest in funeral homes?
So when it was confirmed that there was no funeral, a new question had been created. Where had the money gone? Amy would state that she had transferred the money to her mother to pay for Tammy's medical bills.
The money that y'all donated for Tammy when she was in the hospital, I gave it to my mother, who paid bills with Tammy's bills. Regardless if that's what she used the money for or not, that's what I did with it. I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
However, when her audience would ask her to prove it, she'd state that it was her mother's responsibility to provide the receipts.
My mom is trying to find the receipts, but if she can't find them, that's on mom, not me.
Then in another video stating that the receipts had been thrown out completely.
I know I've been wrong. I should not throw receipts away. But in my head I wasn't thinking, well, these receipts might come to bite me in the ass. You know, I wasn't thinking that. It was a simple mistake.
However, if the GoFundMe had been done online, then surely she was using internet banking. Why couldn't she provide a screenshot of the bank transfer to her mother? Medical bill receipts.
Yeah, these two are like just actual pieces of shit.
Away. It was suspicious that she was unable to provide any evidence for the money going towards the hospital stay, especially when her audience would notice that she also happened to buy a new laptop and a new camper right after the GoFundMe had concluded. At a later date, Tammy would go on to state that Amy's GoFundMe made her angry, as she felt as though she didn't need help. The most interesting part about the whole ordeal is that while most disgraced YouTubers simply fade into obscurity as the years go by, the Slayton sisters have managed to remain relevant after rolling their public image into a TLC show titled 1,000 Pound Sisters, on which Amy has since lost over 100 pounds, has gotten married, had a baby, and is looking healthy compared to her early days on YouTube. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Tammy, whose continual weight gain undercuts much of the show's entertainment factor. The show just had its third season with well over 1 million viewers per episode.
Wow. Whoa. I didn't expect that ending. That kind of caught me off guard. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, I don't feel as bad for them now after learning about them, like, killing dogs, basically. Neglecting them, putting them in hot cars. So it's hard to find sympathy for where they're at right now. And the scamming, of course. But the dog thing in particular made me very sad. Elden Ring character. Yeah, she busted out that door like Godfrey the Grafted. That shit came out of nowhere. Drop. The way he does merch drops is always so fucking cool.
What up, man? Dude, I was telling my friend yesterday you look exactly like him. Like who? Like Andrew. You know, dude, you're Andrew.
Yes, I am.
Hi.
How do you feel about St. Patrick's Day?
It rocks. Love it. I mean, there's just so many people, and there's so many sweats going around, and it's so stinky. But yeah, it sucks.
Do you want a sweatshirt?
So many what?
Sweatshirt.
That is actually very loud.
Just go around the world? Yeah.
Thanks to resub wonky.
You're fucking Italian! I'm fucking Irish! You don't adopt Italians! Peyton Pritchard is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. He's taking the seas to the promised land. If Tom Brady wants to suck my dick, he can suck my dick. What? Tom Brady what? If you don't want to fuck Tom Brady, you're a bitch. You ain't from Boston. Fuck yeah, man! Boston fucking rules, man! Yeah!
What is this? Whoops. Is this a, like, Mardi Gras thing? What's happening? It's like a parade? Or, someone who's in the area. What the fuck is going on? St. Paddy's Day is just kind of like a throwaway holiday. I've never seen like a parade on St. Paddy's Day. Is that common? It is common? In Boston, it's common. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. How the fuck am I supposed to know that?
I will fucking fuck them.
Yeah, you fucking tell them.
They're fucking stupid fucking bitches who think they can speak on my fucking name and fucking try me. I will fucking fuck them up.
Are they friends of yours?
They're not fucking friends. They're
goddamn right.
Fucks. Caitlin, fuck you. You're fat. You're fucking ugly. Russia,
yeah, you fucking tell them.
Do you think it's possible that you and Caitlin can make amends and become friends again?
No.
Caitlin.
Never?
Never.
What's the worst thing that she ever did?
She's a fucking lying snitch. She fucking says on my fucking name that I fucking was threatening her, all this fucking bullshit.
Oh, Caitlin!
Snapping my fucking boyfriend, fucking hitting on my fucking ex when we're together. You can go fuck yourself.
So Caitlin,
that is so rude.
You were threatening her?
She told me I was threatening her. She was fucking hitting on him when we're together. She's fucking ugly. I saw the screenshot, so I know.
What did you say?
That she was doing, that she was like a fucking, she was threatening her. She's trying to fuck him.
I'm more invested in this than Euphoria.
I'm sorry.
She's been hitting on your boyfriend?
Yes, she's been fucking trying to fuck him, but he won't fuck her. Fuck you, Caitlin.
Yeah.
The rest of yours fucking ugly ass. He fucking doesn't fuck with you.
Do you want a t-shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
I learned so much about that lady's life in such a short time. She seems so nice. Thanks to the Prime Quack and the Tier 1 Hyper.
What do you call this pose? Stallion mode. In mode and then jump into it. Stallion mode.
Thanks to Tier 1 Ghost.
One more time. Stallion mode.
Whoa. Andrew's got some ink.
Do you go to Harvard?
No, I'm just visiting. Just visiting, browsing around. Perfect. So what are you up to?
Just making a video about Harvard.
Cool, nice, perfect, cool.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you. See ya. Bye. There's not as many Irish people on campus as I expected at Harvard.
Thanks to the 2 gift subs, trash.
Gonna see if any of these freaking nerds want a t-shirt. I'm just kidding. They worked hard to get here. The finest and brightest minds our country have to offer.
Thanks, recent president.
A square mile of where I'm standing. Business moguls of the future. Rest in peace to Harry Elkins Widener. His father, Richard Widener, aka Dick Widener, also died tragically in the Titanic. That's so tragic. If he was here, I'd give him a t-shirt.
Damn, that is fucked up.
How's it going? How's it going?
¿Qué quieres que te diga?
¿A dónde eres?
Yo soy de Argentina.
Muy cerca a Chile.
Sí.
Pero no cerca a los Estados Unidos.
No, es bastante lejos. Yo soy de Buenos
Did Andrew go to Harvard? This is good.
Una camisa.
No.
No quieres una camisa.
No, muchas gracias. No.
Pero es el más mejor camisa todo el mundo.
Oh, this is really impressive.
Tú vas a regresar a Argentina y todas las personas van a decir, oh,
what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Muy linda.
What? No, igual no.
It's all good. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you for talking to us. I appreciate it.
What? Is there like a translator in his ear, or does he just actually speak Spanish? Wait, that was like really impressive. What the fuck? That was pretty good. He actually does. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like super complicated, but he was able to hold the conversation, which is pretty impressive. Like, that's the most important part.
Good. Thanks for buying the shirt. Yeah. Is that from the that's from the first merch drop, right? Merch drop 4 is coming up right now.
Oh, sick. Okay.
How would you like a free T-shirt?
Oh, fucking love that. Yeah.
Okay. You want to pick them out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just take a look and grab whatever you want.
Thanks to the resub, Pretty.
This one might be tight.
Yeah.
High visibility.
Americans win. Someone speaks 2 languages. Doesn't have to be American.
Follow your dreams.
Everyone likes when someone speaks multiple languages.
Can we talk to you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you go to Harvard?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
What's your major?
Neuroscience.
Can you tell what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
Pancakes.
A+. Who's the smartest person you know here?
My friend Claire Yu.
She's pretty smart.
Clara?
Really smart.
Can you call her and ask her like a really hard question?
Yeah, sure. You're on live television.
Claire, we were told by
Claire.
a colleague of yours that you're the smartest person at Harvard, so we're trying to ask questions that can evoke your intelligence.
Who is speaking right now?
My name's Andrew Callahan.
So just answer the question.
I'm a YouTube prankster. I go to CVS and stuff and ask people what their body count is.
That's amazing.
Claire, what's your major?
My major is history and literature.
What's your favorite historical era?
Feudal Japan.
Probably like post-war America.
That's so fucking
like
boring.
1950s?
What?
Yeah, like 1950s.
You talking about like pre-Civil Rights Act? Do you spend a lot of time at Johnny Rockets or Ruby Tuesdays?
Yeah, I spend every day at both restaurants.
Have a great night.
Thanks, Claire.
Nice to meet you, Claire. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Fucking boring ass historical era.
Claire's that smart.
What the fuck is happening here?
Are you a professor?
Yeah, I'm a retired professor from UC.
What did you teach?
English, but actually the history of media.
We're independent internet journalists.
Cool. So what do you cover?
Just whatever's going on. We're going to Europe today.
Good. There's a professor here named Steven Pinker, and he's written these books about progress. I asked him, what about catastrophic change?
It's so cute.
What about a sudden disruption of the whole system under which we've lived since the Cold War? The elimination of the wall, the end of the Soviet Union.
Is this the plot to Moonfall? What are you saying?
The return of that same kind of insecurity and uncertainty before, as their life lives out its fate before this awesome power and the threat of nuclear war.
What is going on?
That's a big story.
Do you Want a free t-shirt?
As the merch drops, that shit's always so cute. 12 most illegal dog breeds in action. What are illegal dog breeds? Thing looks like a demon in there. Wow.
The breeds that can do these amazing things.
This is really quiet.
Today, we're gonna show you the capabilities of 12 of the most aggressive, powerful, and illegal dog breeds in the world. But first, don't forget Shepherd is the perfect herding dog, which can easily control a flock of sheep.
Why is it illegal? What were its crimes?
This dog can also protect you from a bear. The Sarplaninax bravery has to do with its large size. The breed averages 60 centimeters at the withers, and on its hind legs is about as tall as an adult man. But they can be bigger. Before you is
Jesus Christ.
76 centimeters tall and weighs 90 kilos.
That thing is absolutely just a little bear trying to blend in.
Because this man can barely even keep a hold of this dog. Only a strong chain can hold the Sarplaninax. Don't hook it up to your bike though, or you're in for a ride.
You could ride that dog? I could.
Macedonia and Serbia, the Sarplaninax is considered the best guard dog. No one is going to want to climb a fence and end up with this rag on the other side. If you're interested in owning a Sarplaninax now, then make sure you don't live in Denmark, where these dogs are prohibited.
Oh. So they're illegal in, like, certain spots.
Restricted in Ukraine and Belarus is the Turkish Kangal. The Kangal has the strongest bite of any dog. Its bite force is 740
More than a pit bull?
more than that of a lion. That means that the Kangal can chew through bones like crackers. That's why this dog is
I've never even heard of that.
Allow the Kangal to accelerate to 50 kilometers an hour.
Jesus Christ!
2-meter fences.
Holy shit.
From Game of Thrones,
God damn.
Dogs, this breed is called the Cane Corso. And you won't find them in Bermuda or the 8 states in the United States where they are banned. Cane Corsos make ideal guards, and if you happen to be in their territory, you might have to hide on the roof of a car like this guy. But once the threat is out of the yard, the dog immediately stops pursuit. To keep this breed, you need a high fence. Cane Corso is more than 1.5 meters
looking like a bouncer at the lacrosse party. Who do you know here? Get the fuck out.
Enemies larger than itself and rushes at wild animals. Then the Cane Corso uses its very powerful jaws.
This thing's cool.
In terms of bite force, are not much inferior to a Kangal's.
No, the volume's just super quiet. I've turned it up max on both OBS and here. It's just really quiet.
The Amstaff is completely banned in Switzerland, Denmark, Portugal, Germany, Norway, Bermuda, and several cities in the United States.
Wow.
To keep this breed in Ukraine, Russia, Singapore, Romania, or Spain, you need special permission. Look at how skillfully this dog runs on a
that's yeah.
front legs and even
Malinois.
wires. Only the Belgian Malinois, a favorite breed of
They were in John Wick 3.
including the U.S. Navy SEALs, can do this. These dogs are valued for their high trainability.
I'm pretty sure they're considered the smartest dog in the world.
Most importantly, the Belgian Malinois is the king of the air. Belgian Malinois in Ukraine, Romania, Malaysia.
Poodles are the smartest?
You
Yeah.
have to obtain a
I guess so.
special permit.
Thanks, Gift Sub Tempest.
If you're planning on moving to Michigan or Wisconsin, then you'd better not have a Rhodesian Ridgeback, because you won't be allowed in with it. And in Ireland, Ukraine, and Bermuda, this breed requires special conditions for ownership. It's all because Rhodesian Ridgebacks are so bold that they'll pounce on a wild boar or even an adult lion. This Rhodesian
Damn, good for them.
wasn't even afraid of a whole
Hey, don't let your genetics get you down.
Rhodesian
Fucking fight back against the system.
good endurance. At out.
Tiana's parents have this dog.
Is that they
Except it's like extremely fat.
This breed is only suitable for
It's like an absolutely giant log.
Fact is, a band dog can only have one owner all its life, one who must constantly prove their own dominance and leadership. The band dog is also incredibly vengeful and will never forgive an insult, so training
This sounds like an anime character.
must be left to professionals and only from an early age. Otherwise, the dog's behavior is a case of Russian roulette, because the band dog has the second strongest bite force of any dog, 730 psi. So it is
He's a prime
impossible to
dilb.
take anything from it until the dog loses interest on its own. Ovcharka is one of the largest breeds on the planet. By 6 months old, the dog is already 80 centimeters tall at the withers, and an adult Alibi can be up to 2 meters tall on its hind.
6'5".
Year-old Alibi weighs about 70 kilograms, but this Alibi named Bulldozer weighed 125 kilograms. That's like a refrigerator full of food. Alibi is restricted in Russia, Ukraine,
Looks like a Tempest. Man, Russia's really afraid of some dogs, huh? Pussies.
The Rottweiler has the second highest number of attacks on people in the world.
Jesus, how many teeth does it have? 1,000?
Denmark, Malaysia, Bermuda, and several U.S. cities. It's all because of their explosive nature and desire to dominate a person. Even a sleeping American Bulldog can suddenly attack. And this dog does not open its jaws for anything, even if it's hit. It has a very low pain threshold and an innate instinct to fight to the death. American Bulldogs also have...
I didn't know they even, like, did anything more than just hang out.
American Bulldogs are some of the most powerful dogs on the planet. Watch this.
Every bulldog I've ever seen just, like, sits forever. Like, it just doesn't, hangs out.
After all, the Dogo Argentino is the only dog in the world that can hunt.
As a dog trainer, this video is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, is it just, like, all wrong?
How? The Dogo Argentino can
The only breed I've known so far is Rottweiler.
easily break bones. This dog is also designed
And
for
Malinois.
speed and endurance, as it runs at a speed of 40 kilometers an hour. It doesn't even lose speed when pulling someone on a snowboard or tube. The Pit Bull Terrier is the leader in attacks on people in the world.
Yeah, it sounds about right. That's not surprising, I guess. Pitbull's got a real bad rap going.
66% were fatal. Pit bulls are extremely aggressive by nature. Pit bulls are also very strong dogs with...
Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that?
Pit bulls are also...
What the fuck? What kind of back is that? Good lord, what a Chad! Holy shit! Dude's looking like he's going on the cover of Men's Health. God damn! What an Adonis! It's looking like that guy had a Courage the Cowardly Dog with that, like, kind of disturbing episode about domestic abuse. Holy shit! I didn't even know dogs could look like that. I didn't know they had that kind of muscle. Dude's got a back six-pack. He's natty, bro, I swear.
Pit bull is capable of climbing a 9-meter wall. Regulations on keeping these dogs have been introduced in 53 countries, including 39 U.S.
Oh my god, I can even do backflips.
Let's end it there because it's time for me to go feed my pug.
That was cute. Learned about some new dogs, I guess. Google Chihuahua bite force. You'll be surprised and compare it to lions. It's pathetic. Well, yeah, I would imagine it would be. It's a fucking Chihuahua. Not what you're thinking. Okay, here. I'll look it up then. How do you spell Chihuahua again? 3,900 PSI. How is that possible? Lions is 600. Oh, so, okay, kind of like a piranha. Okay, okay. Well, piranhas have like a crazy bite force, and they're just like a tiny fish. They're tinier than a Chihuahua. Yeah, you're right. This one does say it's 100. I don't know what to believe. 3 sources all say this. Only one says 100, and this is from Dog Leash. This doesn't say 600, it says the bite force of a lion is around 600. And then it says to say that a Chihuahua can bite 6 times more. So it's talking about this number. Look up human bite force. Oh, that's so cringe. Embarrassing. Can't even beat a Chihuahua. Breed of your dogs? Husky, and then just a mix of a bunch of different breeds. Choose a mutt. A rescue. Thanks to the resub, Holy God. We don't need bite force. Yeah, maybe you don't need it right now. But picture this. You're in Target, and your mom let go of your hand. Now you're left wandering around the electronics section alone. You're cold, you're scared. All of a sudden, man grabs you by the throat. What are you going to do, huh? You're going to have to bite him. You're going to really want the bite force then, huh? You got to think about these things. Watch something spooky? Like what? Like some Mr. Nightmare? Has he posted anything new recently? Oh, he just did. Mr. Nightmare is like actually slapped. I expected it to be more like Nuke's top 5s, but it was real shit. Which was interesting. Don't really see a lot of that there. Nuke's is much goofier though, which is fun. Yeah, let's see the newest one. Is this just going to be like reading Reddit posts though, or is this going to be like actual footage stuff? These are story only? Oh, okay, that's not for me then. I don't really like those. How about the disturbing backstories?
This was the recounted story of a Reddit user with the username BingBong1234. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just refer to him as Tom. It started when Tom was 8 years old, taking his dog for a walk through the neighborhood with his mom. It was a little later in the night, between 10
well, this
and 11
sounds fake,
PM.
if it's from Reddit.
He lived next to a swampy, woodsy area on the edge of the neighborhood, which was in Lansing, Michigan.
I thought this said videos with creepy backstories. Where's the video? This story's fake, but the other two are good.
Of the campground, and there were very few, if any, people around them.
Alright. There wasn't really a video there.
Emma Filipoff was 26 years old when she disappeared almost 10 years ago, on November 28, 2012. She was described by friends and family as a beautiful, creative, and private girl. There's been an extensive investigation into Emma's disappearance ever since, but so far investigators have been unsuccessful in determining what happened to her. A surveillance video from the day Emma disappeared shows her in a 7-Eleven pacing around and cupping her hands around the glass door as she looked outside, as though she was being followed. She purchased a prepaid cell phone at the 7-Eleven despite never owning one before. Then she hesitated before leaving.
Is it Prime Coyote? I imagine this kind of thing happens a lot.
She purchased was never activated. A little later, Emma got into
security
a taxi,
cameras probably capture a lot of missing persons.
She then got out of the taxi due to insufficient funds.
But just no one ever checks.
She was last seen between the times of 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. acting strangely in front of the Empress Hotel. According to a witness, Emma seemed confused. He saw her at a crosswalk, refusing to cross the street. He asked her if she was feeling okay, and asked her if she was being followed due to her paranoid mannerisms. Emma said she was okay. So, not knowing what to do, he made a phone call to the police. Police showed up and found her shoeless, and they questioned her for a total of 45 minutes and then left. Investigators later
What's
found
the shoeless part have to do with anything?
Parked at the Chateau Victoria parking lot, containing all of her belongings, including her laptop, books, her passport, and library card. Investigators found a CCTV footage clip from a local YMCA 5 days before Emma went missing. In the clip, she walked in and out through the door 6 times, peering out through the glass.
Like psychosis or something, maybe? I don't know. This is okay. This is confusing. I thought it was just like a kidnapping.
One possible person of interest is in CCTV footage from a Vancouver store. The 2014 surveillance video shows a man in a Gastown clothing store holding a purple poster in his right hand. The store owner reported that the man was irritated and claiming Emma was his girlfriend and that she wanted to be left alone. Police have not yet been able to identify him.
How? That's always the thing that surprises me. On Reddit, there'll often be these videos that come up of like random assaults and shit, and the person's just like fully in view of the camera. My immediate thought is, this guy's fucked. His whole life is over. They've got him now. Because you can see everything about the person, and I just have so much faith in like the process that you can always identify someone if you can see them fully. But I guess not. More often I realize that it doesn't matter. They can't just identify someone just because they can see everything about them. There's some Geo and Luke. Plus I guess a lot of those big case breaks come from anonymous tips, like people actually just leaving tips. and telling the police who the person was that they were asking about.
We're about to watch was of an episode of the old game show The Dating Game, and on the surface it seems completely normal, and all the contestants seem to be regular people you'd expect to see in a typical cheesy 1970s dating show. However, one person...
That's another good point. A lot of people think your DNA also just gives your name and address to the cops. Yeah, it's me. That's my immediate thought too. Like whenever I read about a crime or something, I'm like, well, he may have left DNA at the scene, so they'll get him pretty soon. Like a fucking child. As if DNA is like geocoded or something, where if you find like a single hair, you can trace it all the way back to the person and find them at like a dilapidated Denny's across the globe. That is absolutely how I think about shit too. It's like DNA is a perpetual GPS.
On the stage was not who he seemed.
Thanks to the Prime, Petty.
Later found out this episode was filmed amid a gruesome killing spree. He was the winner of the episode, and his name was Rodney Alcala, a serial killer who victimized up to 130 women. This was part of the episode.
130? What the fuck?
Photographer who got his start when his father found him in the dark room at the age of 13, fully developed. Between takes, he might find him skydiving or motorcycling. Please welcome Rodney Alcala. Rod, welcome.
He was introduced as Bachelor Number 1, a successful photographer who enjoyed skydiving and motorcycling in his spare time.
Prime Flipper.
A Bachelor Number 1. I am serving you for dinner.
Oh.
What are you called, and what do you look like?
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
What?
Can you be a little more descriptive?
Peel me.
What a weird fucking show.
With his suggestive quips and impressions, he won the contest, scoring a date with the Bachelorette,
Shit seems
Cheryl
haunted.
Bradshaw. But in the years that followed his appearance on the show, Alcala would come to be known as the dating game killer.
Will that date be Bachelor Number 1, Bachelor Number 2, or Bachelor Number 3? Who gets the dates?
Well, I like bananas, so I'll take one.
Number 1, Bachelor Number 1, all right.
What a weird fucking show.
He's a skydiver, so he's got a lot of nerve. He's into motorcycling. He's also a fine photographer. Say hello to Rodney Alcala. Rodney, come on, say hello.
He just kiss her on the mouth?
Of the murders of 6 women and a 12-year-old girl, with some of the crimes being committed before his TV appearance. Investigators estimated his victims could be as many as 130. Alcala died at age 77 while on death row. He committed his first known crime on September 25, 1968, when an eyewitness in Los Angeles called police after watching him lure an 8-year-old girl named Tali Shapiro into his apartment. Tali was walking to school when Alcala offered her a ride, but he took her to his apartment instead. When the police arrived, the girl was found alive, but Alcala had fled. To evade the resulting arrest warrant, he left the state and enrolled in the NYU Film School, using the name John Berger. With his good looks and charm, he persuaded many young women to pose in photographs for him, most of whom are presumed to have been victims of his, and apparently a lot of them remain unidentified. In fact, you can easily find these pictures online. In 1971, he obtained a counseling job at a New Hampshire arts camp for children. The FBI added Alcala to its list of 10 most wanted fugitives, and a few months later, 2 children attending the arts camp noticed his photo on an FBI poster at the post office. Alcala was arrested and extradited to California. He only served 3 years in prison for this crime, because Shapiro's family had relocated to Mexico, and her parents refused to have her testify at the trial. The years following, he would be in and out of jail, and the list of his victims would grow longer and longer. Somehow, Alcala was able to make it on the dating show despite his criminal history, and of course his record went unmentioned during his appearance. After Cheryl Bradshaw chose Rodney Alcala, the two were awarded tennis lessons, complete with outfits, and a trip to Magic Mountain theme park.
First, you'll receive tennis lessons from expert Naomi Besa of the...
How in the fuck?
The two were then escorted to a place where the show would allow the match to talk and get to know each other. And it was during this time that Cheryl Bradshaw started to get a bad feeling about Rodney overall, describing him as creepy and weird. The arranged date after the show never happened.
Oh, nice.
Bradshaw called the show's office after filming and told the contestant coordinator that she didn't want to go because of the weird vibes that came off of him.
She said, Ellen, I can't go out with this guy. There's weird vibes that are coming off of him. He's very strange. I'm not comfortable. Is that going to be a problem?
Good sense.
Of course I said no.
The next year,
that's some good intuition.
1979, 12-year-old Robin Samso of Huntington Beach vanished while riding a bike to a ballet lesson. A Forest Service employee later found her remains, scattered across a remote ravine in Los Angeles. Robin's friends told police that a stranger had photographed them on the beach the day she disappeared. Authorities obtained a warrant to arrest Alcala based on his record, his known habit of photographing children, and indications that he frequented the area that the girl's body was found. Rodney Alcala's DNA would later link him to the deaths of multiple other women. In 2010, he was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to death, but after New York City investigators began probing his potential ties to unsolved killings in the city in the 1970s, he was also charged for the murders of 2 more women, which he pleaded guilty to. The actual amount of disappearances and murders that Rodney is responsible for remain unknown. It's crazy to think how Cheryl Bradshaw's gut instincts that something was off about Rodney and her refusal to go through with their date probably saved her life.
Well, not probably, it absolutely saved her life. You can say with a high level of confidence that had she gone on that date, she would have been another victim of the guy. So, good for Carol. She was able to sniff that shit out. Well, that last one was definitely a fucking wild one. Old dating shows were so... Well, I guess just old shows in general. You guys remember that? I think it was a Canadian show. There was like a Canadian kids show where the host just kept making out with the children on the show and people would just clap for it. It's a video that pops up on Reddit all the time about like TV was really fucking weird back in the day. Like all those old shows were just kind of fucking creepy, full of weirdos. Seems like chat's split half and half. It wasn't Family Feud. It was a Canadian show. They had like child contestants and I think they were doing like trivia or something. It's been a long time. But basically the host, every time a kid would answer a question, he just kissed them on the lips. Like just constantly kissing the kids on the lips. It wasn't French, it was I'm pretty sure it was Canada. It's been a long time since I saw that pop back up on Reddit, but yeah, shit was fucking gross. And the dude, as far as I remember, the dude never faced any repercussions. Like he was a host for his entire career. I don't think like